Hello, everybody. I'm back on my channel again, and this is the first time I'll be posting a video in quite a while. Again, I've been really swamped with school, and I just finished my spring semester, so unfortunately, this video is not going to be a pleasant type, but this is a tribute to a former racer who I just found out lost his life on Sunday, May 16th, 2021. And that not the user, but that rider that I'm specifically speaking of is named Scott Sheak, who was originally from New York. And unfortunately, Sheik suffered a bad crash a couple of weeks ago and was flown to a nearby hospital. And unfortunately, he lost his battle. He suffered pneumonia. And unfortunately, he passed away. Now, my first memory of Scott Sheak was the 97 Orlando Supercross when I first started following the sport. And what happened was he finished third in that race after John Dowd made the pass on Tim Ferry for second place. But Ferry came back and made an aggressive block pass on John Dowd. And unfortunately, Dowd fell to fourth because of a problem with his bike, and Sheik ended up getting by Dowd for third place, as I said earlier. And I admit, when I first heard of Scott Sheik, that was my first memory. The only win that I know of Scott Sheik is the 1997 High Point Motocross in the mud, where I believe he went 1-1. In fact, yes, I think he did go 1-1 that day. And that was Scott Sheik's first win. He was riding for Team Honda at the time. And I remember that very well because the very next week at Budds Creek, he had come off that win. And unfortunately, he suffered a mechanical problem in the first moto. And then, unfortunately, I didn't really hear much from Scott Sheik until 2001 when he returned from Europe following a lot of injuries, and that also had wiped out his campaign in 2000. And then Scott Sheik got picked up by the Plano Honda team to race in the 125 class in the 2001 125 motocross season. And eventually that title went to Mike Brown. And unfortunately, after that, yet again, I didn't hear much about Scott Sheik. But I tell you, the man went through quite a bit of times there, and good and bad. Unfortunately, I do remember reading on Race Directs that Sheik had suffered a personal problem. He had a congestive heart failure, and I believe he separated from his first wife, and then he just, I think it was, I believe her name was Christian, the first wife. I'm not sure about that, but anyway, unfortunately, Scott retired after the 01 season when he was preparing for 02. And unfortunately, Sheik passed away at only 47 years young. And 47, man, that's way too young of a racer. I think it's a couple of years younger than Jeremy McGrath. Kind of hard to believe. But anyway, did I ever meet Scott Sheik before? No, unfortunately, I did not. But I do remember watching the High Point race from 97, and that was his one and only win. So, and Scott was certainly turning his life around then, or had completely turned his life around then, because I remember he was in a traffic problem, and he was working with Troy Adams in 2004, and now, unfortunately, we'll never hear we haven't heard his name for a very long time now. So Godspeed, Scott Sheak, and your family. That's deepest sympathies to your family as well. From one rider who grew up following the sport in '97, and although I don't think Sheik ever rode in the premier class, but unfortunately, things happen. So once again, Godspeed, Scott Sheik. We'll all miss you, and we hope you're doing better up there. So for now, we're going to end it here. So obviously, we'll miss you, Scott. So I'll see you all then. So for now, this is Matthew. See you soon.